Hi Kiwi and welcome back to another episode of Hades 1. This is our mirror setup for the day. I am going to be taking the Poseidon keepsake on the aspect of Poseidon of the sword, and we're going to build around his cast, whether I go a build with Ares or Demeter or Artemis. I don't know. I'm gonna try and set up for Mirage Shot. We're gonna take one level of hard labor, one level of lasting consequences, maxed out convenience fee, jury summons, 3 levels of extreme measures, 2 levels of benefits package, or well, maxed out benefits package, middle management, underworld customs, forced overtime, heightened security, and 2 levels of tight deadline. I figure damage control is gonna be a little rough with this build, so I want to make sure that I don't have to contend with that when I'm contending with everything else, namely my inability to play the sword well. That's why I'm going a cast build in the first place, because I play a lot better with cast than anything else, because they aren't built around the sword.
Are you perchance in need of godlike aid, nephew? Well, excellent. Because I happen to command the sea, and I shall hereby let you take it for a whirl.
Alright, Poseidon, give us a nice juicy cast. Cool, your lowest tier, but we'll take it anyway.
It's high tide.
It gives us some good AoE, bumping enemies into walls will do a whole lot of damage. There's a fish, I need to be mindful of time. As much as I would like to go back for that fish, tight deadline is going to keep me focused here. Now, the ideal situation here is, so we are running the Aspect of Poseidon. What does that mean for us? The Aspect of Poseidon has the effect of hitting enemies with special. If your bloodstone is lodged into them, dislodges the bloodstone. Seeing an early hammer, not bad. Hammers don't really help with cast focus builds, but boons like Supernova and Double Nova, things that enhance our special, will, because of specifically the aspect that we are running. The Aspect of Poseidon, so since I'm aiming to okay, let's see. Piercing Wave, not bad. Double Nova, honestly, I'll take that. Special hits twice. Ideally, I think Supernova would be a little bit better because it increases the AoE on the special, makes it easier to use Poseidon's effect of knocking bloodstones out of enemies. Breaching Slash, attack dealing 300% to armor is not bad, though. Honestly, armored enemies are going to be a problem. I think, honestly, I take Breaching Slash here. That will help a lot. But I hate using the attack. Maybe I'm going to take Double Nova. I'm running a range-based build. I should stick to the strength of my range. Here's Artemis showing up fairly early, which is great. That's 2 of the gods I want. As far as the other gods that I do want, I think Artemis and Poseidon are the main most important ones to set us up for both Mirage Shot and crit chance overall. And of course Exit Wounds. Exit Wounds is a big damage source for us. And if we can get Artemis's Legendary fully loaded, we get an extra 2 casts, which is great too.
Stand your guard, tread lightly and all that.
I think overall I would like Demeter more than anything else. So let's see, Exit Wounds early, not bad for good early game damage. Getting crit on the special doesn't really matter. I'd probably prefer her attack out of all of her boons, since I'm not going to be attacking often, but I'm going to use special for dislodging things. I'm going to take Exit Wounds for now, I think. We'll sit on, now that we have Artemis in the pool, there's a good decent chance we'll see her again. And until then, I have other things that I want. Plus, Exit Wounds is a precursor to her Legendary, so taking it now isn't bad. I think you can actually get Artemis's Legendary without any of her core boons, because you need Support Fire, Pressure Points, or Exit Wounds. Well, you need 2 of those 3. And the fact is, well, we already have one of them, and the other 2 are offered regardless of having core boons. Yeah. Exit Wounds up to 40 damage versus base damage on the cast. I think we start with base damage on the cast. Casts, because they're fixed damage, scale really well. Chaos also is incredible for cast-based builds, because they can give either cast damage or, more importantly, cast stones. Bloodstones, rather.
I both expected you to come, and I'm surprised to see you, son of Hades. Where shall your journey take you from this point?
That is a good question that I have no answer for. Alright, 62 more HP is kind of appealing, but I think we take 46% more damage for the next 4 encounters to get that extra bloodstone. That's incredibly good for us. And another Poseidon boon this early with a mini-boss is great, because mini-boss chambers, aside from the sneak, which we unfortunately did get, are fairly fast for us. Trying to hit him with a special so I can dislodge my cast stones, kill his friends as they spawn in. Him coming in for melee attacks are probably the best situation for us getting a hit off on him. But there we go. Cast damage is nothing to laugh at. Let's see, Razor Shoals this early versus Breaking Wave. Breaking Wave would carry us a little bit earlier, a little bit better in the early game, but Razor Shoals is just such incredible damage, and it sets us up for half of the requirement of, status privilege, so definitely worth it. I'm gonna risk the palm here, or should I go for the coin so I can buy another boon? I probably should go for the coin here. but double palming the cast would be amazing in terms of damage. We only have we have 3 boons. We have exit wounds. I don't honestly mind selling exit wounds here. I'm gonna risk it. Let's go for this palm, because if I do manage to get it, palms from Erebus are worth 2 levels.
You shall not escape.
Similarly, HP up, so Centaur Hearts are worth... Wow, I lost it immediately. That's embarrassing. That's my own fault. I stood point blank against a Flame Chariot. Oh, well, this is a very nasty room. I didn't honestly expect Flame Chariots to show up this early. Oh, well. Well, the cool thing about Erebus is, so there's actually still another reason why I took an Erebus Gate here. Yeah, I lose out on the palm, but now I get a choice of 3 rooms. And the rarity of those rooms is, well, to explain how this works, I think I take Sisyphus since I can't afford a boon from the shop. We'll take some HP from Sisyphus for his survivability.
Okay. You get all the way up to the top and do whatever it is needs getting done, Highness.
Honestly, maybe... Oh, look at our timer real quick, our tight deadline timer. 44444. That's cute. I don't know. HP for survivability versus coin so I can afford a boon. I think I take the coin, honestly.
No
In
worries,
theory, I
Bob.
can play safe enough. We don't have Flame Chariot spawning in the rest of this area.
Almost any time.
You're always here for me, Baldy. Cheers.
Alright, what have you got for us, Boldy? You have given us attack damage. Okay. And we're getting more coin anyway, so we'll be able to afford a good number of boons now. The reason why I'm going for not taking the HP is because I think I can kill things fast enough here. A single cast one-shots most enemies, and if it doesn't, it knocks them into walls and then they die. But like, look at that. Aside from maybe Louts or Wretches, which we can easily kite out, unless they have a ton of armor, we're one-shotting everything here.
Not yet.
Or we're knocking them away from us so we don't get hit. So I say, but maybe less ideal. No. Well, unfortunate. I lost track of my cast stones. That's my fault. A Nectar here could hit some good boons between Razor Shoals or my cast, so pretty decent. But like, see, we are genuinely one-shotting every enemy with a cast if they don't have armor. Unfortunately, we got a multi-spawning armored enemy, and the sword that holds me still. Like, it's single hit that it landed on me wasn't the issue. It was the fact that single hit holds me in place, or I guess the damage from that single hit. But yeah, like, our cast does damage. We're not short on damage yet. We will feel it come Elysium, I imagine, unless we get some good numbers. Ooh, okay, so this is a tough choice because honestly, Demeter sounds great. If we can get her, we can get the Poseidon Demeter duo boom. What is it? Frost shot, I want to say. It would do a lot of damage, but I think I need to take this trial. It runs the risk of me costing a Death Defiance, but it sets us up with more of the boons we need from Artemis and Poseidon, so it's really worth it for our base damage. I can just force Demeter. Honestly, I probably force Athena and Asphodel, but afterwards we can probably force Demeter. All right. Poseidon's easier to deal with, so I'm going to take him first. Or rather, Poseidon is harder to deal with. 20% more damage to bosses with our cast being our core damage is great for us. I will very gladly take that.
Oh, look, turns out it's time for target practice once again. Start running, Zagreus.
All right. I'm going to start flinging arrows, or flinging water shots instead. Flood shots, whatever.
Guess she's upset.
Oh, gosh. Did we get our Chaos Boon? We did get our Chaos Boon, so I have 4 casts now, which is great.
Not now.
I might toss out a Boldy here just to heal. Honestly, I'm going to do it.
Boy, Prince.
That extra HP might save us a Death Defiance from a poorly positioned hit. Oh, gosh. For example, just that. There we go. Okay. Trial cleared. No death lost.
I will admit mistakes were made back there, so you just don't make them again next time, all right?
No. I refuse. So now's our chance to take her attack. That'll set us up for Mirage Shot quite nicely. I'm not going to really be depending on the attack for damage. And Demeter's still showing up anyway, so I could take... I assume this is the mid shop, but it might be the end shop, honestly. Regardless, I think we take Demeter. We take her... I want to say her special, because that'll make it so we can apply chill fairly regularly until we get her duo. But yeah, I think this is optimal for me.
Let's cool down that hot head of yours a bit, why don't we, grandson?
Plus, chilling enemies will make it so we can reliably, we can more reliably kite them out for a kiting-based build anyway.
I'm back, ladies.
Electo's a little rough to deal with. He's my least favorite of the Furies, honestly.
As long as I slow you down, Red Blood, I've done my job.
personality and difficulty of boss fight. Exit Wounds doing some damage there. I think we got Exit Wounds. Yeah, we definitely did. I remember talking a whole bunch about it. So yeah, Exit Wounds does a nice bit of damage. It's 100 damage for 4 cast stones. I'm waiting for a safe moment to tag her with the special, and I keep missing because I don't have. I really could use Supernova, honestly. I'm gonna have to toss out a Sisyphus because a single hit here is gonna cost me a lot.
Now you've done it.
All right, she's gonna travel slow. This is my chance to drop Boldy on her.
The hell did that come from?
Grab the food and bail out, and then we finish her with a cast. And there we go. I actually think the cast didn't finish her. I think Razor Shoals did, because there was like a brief delay in the death animation there. All right, well, that was a little sketchy, but we're making pretty good time now. Unfortunately, I desperately have to use the bathroom, so I'm going to pause here for a second, and I'll be right back. Yeah, sorry about that. I chugged a whole lot of tea before starting recording. I was using it to protect my throat from other voice lines.
My boons.
All right, honestly, I think Exit Wounds is probably the easiest to part with. Wave Pounding doesn't help us out of all of the boons. It helps us the least, so honestly, maybe I let that one go. Let me see, is that a setup for Poseidon's legendary at all? If it sets us up for Poseidon's legendary, I'll hold on to it, but I don't think it is. I think it's either Breaking Wave or not Wave Pounding, Typhoon's Fury. Yeah, so, all right, we're gonna let go of that boon, Wave Pounding. I think this is the easiest one to part with because Exit Wounds gives us overall more damage, I would say, and Deadly Strike sets us up for duos that we really want. So, goodbye Wave Pounding. Hopefully you show up again. You were very helpful against Electo. But it's not the end of the world if we don't get it. We need Mirage Shot more than we need Wave Pounding, I would say, because Wave Pounding is 20% damage, Mirage Shot is 30% damage, and it can scale well with other boons that we'll get eventually, since it technically applies the cast twice. It reapplies certain various buffs and debuffs that we're going to be aiming for, like, for example, Demeter's duo with Poseidon if we get it. We're going to hopefully cool down these guys in Asphodel quite nicely. And again, Exit Wounds, look at that. Exit Wounds just does a lot of damage, so it helps carry us early on in the run too. So it's nothing to laugh at. And Artemis's Legendary would be so powerful on this build. Getting an extra 2 cast stones is just way more valuable than the 20% damage on bosses. Where's my last cast stone? There it is. All right, little Draken heads are annoying, but they get popped by a single cast, so it's not the end of the world. It's mostly if they spawn in mass and I don't keep track of where my cast is, which I'm doing a decent job of right now.
Another message for you. This one says, "Hey boss, take this."
All right, if you insist, Hermes. Why? Quick reload. Foes drop those things stuck in them faster. Honestly, Hermes cast-focused boons aren't that great for this build because we will make enemies drop their bloodstones anyway, and then greater recall. Actually, I mean, I've been running into an issue where I can't pick up the cast stones because I'm dashing away. Alternatively, greatest reflex is probably better for this. Tough decisions here. I think I take the extra dash. It's just such incredible survivability. We'll go for Athena here. I took Athena's keepsake because, I mean, on any 32 heat run, you just want survivability, and what gives you survivability most of all? Athena's dash, Athena's call, and Athena's 2 extra death defiances that you can get.
I got the feeling you could use some backup here.
And I got bad news for you. We are going to melt these enemies and knock them out of your little rings of death if not.
Or I'll slay you instead if you prefer.
I think they prefer that. The one downside to Asphodel is that when cast stones land outside of... Maybe I should have taken that boon after all. Now I'm feeling the... Oh gosh, Asphodel is rough for cast builds if you get unlucky enemy positioning. Like such. I only have 1 cast stone left.
That's what you get.
And I wasted it. Alright, we're gonna have to go lava bathing for a little bit. At least I have 3 dashes. Oh hey, another Chaos Gate, that's huge. If we get another good Chaos Gate, imagine what we could get. We could get another cast stone, which would be best of all, or cast damage, I won't complain about. Granted, we could get none of those things, and that's fair too. I don't know if I'm gonna beat this Thanatos challenge with my terrible cast stone management. Yeah, I think I can make it work. That was a surprisingly short Than chamber.
I and your family on Olympus all stand ready to support you in your efforts, noble cousin.
Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm listening for Thanatos to drop his heart so that we get a little bit faster, because as soon as I take this Athena boon, the timer starts running. There he goes, he dropped it. We take her dash. Rarity doesn't matter on the dash, it's entirely a utility skill. Let's see what our options are here. Between the three, it's almost guaranteed to be I'm taking the Chaos Gate regardless. So mid-shop, HP, or Palm. We go for Chaos.
I can take it.
Chaos be with you, Kiwi. Alright, Chaos, give us something nice, please. Alright, no extra cast stone. I honestly re-roll here, I think, because there's a lot to gain. Dash strike we don't need. Striking from behind is not worth it. Giving up our cast is a huge damage down for us, so the special isn't worth taking either. Cast 36% more damage, can't use our special. Honestly, that's salvageable. That's manageable. So cannot use our special for the next 4 rooms. That will be rough against Lerny, but taking 4 damage just to get our cast back in against Lerny is worth it. And here's a Demeter mini boss, so we've got pretty decent damage potential. Okay, Death Barge is...
Somebody lose a spine out there.
Death Barge I honestly don't have that much of an issue with. The downside to Death Barge is that it is slow. So if you're worried about tight deadline, which I'm not presently, that can be the one downside to getting the Death Barge. I still think it's worth using my special just to get these cast stones back faster and to get exit wounds popping, because look at that, we just melt bosses. It's a matter of managing time, I think. As long as we kill enemies, we'll get our cast stones back. And I don't want to be sitting here taking a lot of damage, so we certainly have already done that a bit. Only 2 enemies left. And I can DPS them the rest of the way with my attack, I think. There we go. So that's one of our 4 encounters. I do suspect I'm going to lose a Death Defiance against Lerny, just for the sake of getting my special, or my cast stones back. Arctic Blast. Arctic Blast isn't bad. We are going to try and build around Demeter's duo with Poseidon. Honestly, it may be worthwhile re-rolling here to try and see if we can get her duo. Let's see, what is it? Where are we with that? Blizzard Shot. So yeah, we could get it. We could get it. Alternatively, I mean, so here are my thoughts. Ravenous Will, incredible damage up, decent damage reduction, versus this is a significant DPS up for us should we get her duo with Poseidon. They're both very reasonable options, or I reroll for her duo with Poseidon. I think, honestly, I'm going to take Ravenous Will for now, because that does set us up for her legendary, right? We need 2 of them, Arctic Blast and Killing Freeze. I think for now, Ravenous Will is an overall damage up for us, so I'll take it. Or actually, we're going to be spamming cast. Maybe that's not the case, since all of our damage is coming from the cast. I'm going to take Arctic Blast. I've talked myself into it. It's still a prerequisite for her legendary, and you can't palm it, so it's not going to eat palms. Worst case scenario, we sell it. Oh my goodness. Drakens, Drakens, Drakens. Calm down, little Draken heads.
Night.
Alright. Dragon rooms, again, aren't bad until there are a whole lot of projectiles coming at you in rapid fashion, which is a little scary. I do have to be mindful of the fact that my cast animation is something that locks me out of dashing briefly, so I need to be mindful of positioning and timing of when to use it. If I have a whole bunch of things coming at me, I probably shouldn't be tossing out a cast at that moment. I mean, that goes without saying, but still. Killed that guy. I saw that guy had like 1 HP left, so I just was like, I'm gonna kill him with my dash, and it worked.
Good enough to eat.
I saw an Infernal Trove over there. It may be worth considering. Let's see. Don't want the attack. Special I could make an argument for, but I think we just pop it into exit wounds because that's some good damage. What have you got here? A palm in the Erebus Gate versus HP versus... Oh, we're taking Eurydice. There's no question about that. So what do we take from Eurydice? There are 2 really good options. We could go Ambrosia Delight and see if we get rarity up on our cast, which would up our damage pretty substantially. Alternatively, and what I think I'm going to do...
Don't mind Orphe here, hun. Can't snap him out of it once he gets singing.
But we interrupt him all the time in the house. We're going to take Refreshing Nectar. The next 3 boons have upgraded rarity. I think my overall opinion is that is the best option from Eurydice because it can get you an upgraded Hermes boon, most importantly, but also there's a decent chance now we see a legendary here, because here's Artemis to hopefully give, or not necessarily a legendary, but a duo. Let's see. Mirage Shot, there it is. Okay, so we just got a 30% damage up. We got a little bit of HP back. There's a decent chance I can make it through Lerny without popping a Death Defiance. Do we still have that Chaos Curse going? I'm pretty sure we do. There's no way we've had 4 encounters yet, so I will take damage from using my special.
Wonderful to see you once again.
But it's likely still worth it. Let's see. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, look at that damage. That's some nice damage there. Okay, yeah, we definitely have the Chaos Boon still going. Lerny, I believe, drops Bloodstones. Yeah, when he phases, he drops your Bloodstones. So there's at least that. And we do, with our 4 shots, we do burst down the Lerny heads immediately. So as long as I position well and burst these guys down, we're fine. And I have my cast ready for the next Lerny phase. The important thing to know about Chaos Boons is they cannot kill you. They will leave you at 1 HP even if you get hit, but a single hit from Lerny will. Whoop, hello.
There.
Managed to dodge out of that just barely.
Who needs a neck anyway?
I'm gonna wait for these heads to spawn in before I start launching attacks, because if they use projectiles, I need to be ready to dodge them. Well, that wasn't a projectile that hit me. That was just bad positioning in the lava. Unfortunate. I'm gonna try and take out this bottom head next. It may be better if I focus on killing a different head when when the big head is there, because certainly the big head is kind of a big, scary, angry Hydra head. All right, we've got 2 casts left. Let's go ahead and toss them out here. I'm gonna go and just get that kill with the attack. Get my 2 casts regenerated. Bail into this one, and that should finish it, unless we miss. Cool. All right, a little bit closer. This should do it. Okay, final phase of learning. We did unfortunately lose a Death Defiance. There's still a reasonable chance of seeing Patroclus, and of course Athena is around in our god pool to grant us a whole bunch of extra Death Defiances if we're so lucky enough to get them. But our with Mirage Shot, we are doing a fair bit of damage on our cast right now.
Enough.
Do with a couple more palm levels on the cast to really ramp up that damage, not to mention crit chance. If we could get pressure points would be huge, but I think the biggest damage up is our duo with Demeter. So if we see that, awesome. So that begs the question, what keepsake do I take going into the next floor?
I still need these.
And oof, what do I purge here? What would I be willing to purge? I don't have a lot of good options here. Arctic Burst would be the easiest to give up. Divine Dash I really don't want to give up, but I can't give up the two of my biggest damage cores. I think honestly, like, if I can sell Artemis's, yeah, I can sell Artemis's attack now. I'm gonna re-roll once here and see what I get.
How about a different set of choices?
Bloodshot or Deadly Strike. Perfect. So we sell Artemis's attack. It's done its job. It got us Mirage Shot. We don't need it any further. Refund a Death Defiance. We are 4 coins short of that Death Defiance. It honestly may be worthwhile taking the coin purse here just for that Death Defiance. It leaves us with an extra, like, leftover 136 coins, so I think that's the optimal move here. Alternatively, I take Demeter and try to force her legendary, or her duo here, or Artemis to force her boons to show up. But without her attack, she's going to be annoying and try to give us other boons first. I think optimal is, let's play it safe. Let's take the coin purse, let's buy this Death Defiance, and let's move along.
Let's think about this.
Elysium is probably going to be the scariest biome because I think Floodshot will annihilate Styx chambers, especially if they're tiny. So like all the chambers up until mini bosses, and even mini bosses, I would like to argue, we are going to melt their HP with Floodshot.
Much nicer climate.
Let's see, what have we got here? A hammer or Hermes? Again, since we're running a cast build, the hammer doesn't do so much for us, so I'm going the Hermes route. We have also the enhanced boon rarity, which means there's a lot of potential gains from getting a Hermes boon here if it gives us the right thing. Need to be mindful of the fact that I do take damage for using my special right now, so I only have to do 1 more room though, so once we get through this chamber, we are unlocked, our potential is unlocked, and we'll have some nice extra damage on the cast, which I believe is the boon we took. I've already forgotten. Chariots, man, Kiwi. I hate chariots so much. The archers are rough, but I can position, if I position well. Chariots, sometimes even with good positioning, you just kind of just don't get lucky with them.
Phew.
All right, Hermes. Greater evasion, 20% chance to dodge. Quick reload sets us up for his legendary. Quick recover gives us a lot of survivability. We don't have a really easy way of getting greater haste rush delivery combo. Honestly, I think I'm going to take greater evasion. That gives us some extra survivability. Yeah, let's go that route. 20% chance of dodging any hits is pretty good. Now do I take the hammer? I think I still go for the coin. We need boons more than we need hammers, and I can't get boons without coin or good RNG, and we're not counting on RNG. We've seen my track record. The fact that we got Mirage Shot means I can't be too ungrateful about RNG's blessings on this run, but it still feels as though we're missing some pretty core boons to our build. So hopefully we see those sooner than later. Always love getting kills on the splitters with Divine Dash or any sort of reflecting boon, because they basically got one shot if you tag them with their own projectiles. It's kind of funny. I think the most important thing for any build like this is just learning to manage your cast stones appropriately. If you let them get away from you, then you're going to have a much harder time I want that fish. I don't see where that fish is, so we're going for this Demeter chamber. Again, Demeter is kind of our gatekeeper for our huge source of DPS at this point. This guy is playing super lame and positioning behind walls, so I can't hit him easily. I just remembered I can use my special again. Let's not get hit by those arrows. I almost got hit by arrows and egg bomb there, both of which would kill me because the egg bombs do 75 HP, the arrows do 60, I think. I want to say. I might be mistaken about that. This is just a really bad position to be in, and I'm going to bail out. I saw that archer charging up shots against me, so I wanted to reposition there. I don't know. Okay, cool. I popped that egg before it respawned, but this one, did you respawn or were you just there from the beginning? No matter. This is, all things considered, not going terribly yet. I'm a little worried about the heroes. The heroes seem to be always a bit rough for me, especially with 2 levels of forced overtime, because they're Asterius. Asterius is just so rough. He moves so quickly when he does his charge. You need to be hugging a wall at all times so you can dodge him. Frozen Touch, Snowburst. So if I take Snowburst, we get Demeter's legendary chance. I don't know if that is worth it. Oh, actually, Snowburst is not one of her prerequisites. So I think I do reroll here. All right, Demeter, give us something nice.
Anything else?
Nope, nothing nice from Demeter. Killing Free is not terrible. When all foes are chill afflicted, they are 12% slower and decay. That's some pretty solid damage against bosses, so I will take that. And I think that one was a prerequisite to her legendary. Poseidon Athena trial versus a shop. We're making pretty good time. It's mostly just a matter of will I lose a Death Defiance. I don't think I will if I take Poseidon first, and Poseidon has some really good tier 2 boons that we're still hunting for, even his legendary, which I don't think we can get yet, and another Chaos Gate of all things. Wow. Alright, let's see what we get here. Tempest Flourish, Wave Pounding, 40% more damage to bosses with our cast is immensely powerful. That is a huge pull for us.
No one in our family can avoid taking sides forever, Zagreus. But you can take the more sensible side at least.
And worst case scenario, I do have to sell that boon after we finish Elysium, but it's a good sell. It's going to sell for a lot of money, and it's better than selling some of the other boons I'm really depending on right now. So really the reason I'm taking this trial is just to have options to sell once we get out of sticks. And if we're getting a splitter room, I can handle a splitter room very easily. I doubt it's going to be just splitters, though. Yeah, there's something really annoying. Oh my goodness, look how fast it is. I hate Chariot so much, Kiwi. Like, I want to kill it, but I think it will kill me before I can ever hit it. Yeah, like, look at that. I'm dropping Sisyphus here for HP, if realistically speaking, because, like, look at that. Before I could even bail out, that Chariot hit me a second time. Chariots with forced overtime, and especially if they get the boon that enhances their speed, their attack and move speed, are just so awfully obnoxious.
I'd say I've bickered with you quite enough for now, cousin. Let us continue down a more productive path.
All right, Athena, Death Defiance? No Death Defiance. I could take her attack here, but what does that risk me getting? Some duo boons. I think it's called Unshackled Metal is terrible. It just gives me 10% damage reduction against bosses. That doesn't really help at all. Her duo with Demeter is even worse. Stubborn Roots gives us 1 HP a second, or less than a second, if we have no Death Defiances left. I think I just take Blinding Flash so we can get another way of getting Status Privilege going.
Guide me.
All right, let's take the coin, let's take the darkness. Now, Chaos versus another Demeter room. Honestly, in this instance, it's a hard choice. Demeter could give us Blizzard Shot, which we really want. Demeter could give us her legendary, which we don't strictly want, but would be cool. Haha, puns aside. Chaos could give us a cast damage, or nothing, and a curse that is more detriment than benefit. I think I'm going to go for the Demeter mini boss here, just to play it a little bit more. It's consistency that I'm depending on here.
Another challenger. Come get destroyed.
Okay, Asterius. I'm just going to go ahead and apply 1 stack of Chilled, and we're going to just hug walls against Asterius at all times. We need to play it as safe as possible, and then I just jump in, tag him with the special, and get out. Like, did you see that? He just decided to do an S turn there. He could have charged right at the wall, but he did like some silly little turn instead. Alright. Rupture does so much damage, and Killing Freeze is helping too. Like, we have a lot of damage over time effects. And even a single stack of Chilled is enough to get Killing Freeze going on bosses, so we have some pretty solid damage. I'm focusing on evading right now because I know I'm gonna get hit by something and regret it. And there we go. That was a very clean Asterius. I'm happy with how that went. Hopefully that is a good example of how the heroes will go.
My grandmother.
I don't think it is. Winter Harvest, there it is. Chill afflicted foes shatter at 10% HP, inflicting chill nearby. I don't care about the chill effect. I care about the fact that we one-shot enemies when they have 10% HP left. That basically just makes it so we don't have to deal with an extra 10% of Hades' life, which, granted, probably doesn't amount to much. I would argue that Blizzard Shot is objectively the better pull if we had gotten it. But I'm not going to complain about that. I'm not going to re-roll it. Worst case scenario, we could sell it, honestly. Like, as ungrateful as that seems to Demeter, I'm known for being a little bit ungrateful to the gods that have scorned me in the past. And none have scorned me harder than Demeter. Like, consistently, I think out of all the gods, Demeter is the one that chooses to not offer us the things we want the most. I mean, I will say, though, with that in mind, the thing she scorned us the most about was her legendary, and it's possible I missed the fact that I needed 2 of her tier 2 boons, and that's why. There's always that possibility. I've seen it happen a number of times in our playthroughs, particularly around Artemis's legendary, but still. I don't think... We need more Artemis. That's what we really need right now. We have not seen much in the way of Artemis at all this run. We need more tier 2s from her. There was that... I guess there was a trial that she was in not too long ago, I think. Oh goodness, that's a lot of damage. These shielders are a bit of a problem because they're holding on to our cast stones. Try and take out the archers first. I can kite out the shielders. I cannot kite out the archers. Oh my goodness. Alright, both archers are down. Just try and take them out with that. I'm trying to think, like, what else do we want in this build at this point? There isn't a whole lot, admittedly. Oh, there you are. Oh, ooh, just barely saved it. Cool. I knew there was still a Revenant flying around somewhere. Just didn't know where to aim. We have plenty of coin. If I take the coin, I can afford something from the shop, potentially another Kiss of Styx. I'm gonna go for the HP though. I think in terms of DPS potential at this point, we are fairly set, and DPS can equal. Sometimes DPS just equates to survivability, admittedly. Love that archer was able to hit me through the wall over there. It really feels great. Archers are just a real pain to contend with. Thankfully, I do have good counters to them as long as I position accordingly and at least tag them with 1 hit before they get their attack off. That said, with forced overtime, it's a little harder to do that. And of course, my cast stone has landed in an unsalvageable location. Love to see that. I'm dropping Sisyphus here for the HP because I'm about to lose a Death Defiance otherwise. And it killed the chariots, which is objectively better for me. Try and get rid of this chariot. Honestly, Rupture does so much damage. Rupture does, like, you don't really think about damage over time effects and how much damage they do until you, like, look at an enemy's HP that you left alone, and you see a third of its HP is just missing. Coin there is not bad, but oh, we were talking about really wanting an Artemis boon. This is our chance to see pressure points and set up for fully loaded. I think I go for that, although Athena could give us a Death Defiance. I feel relatively confident about how things can go. Hopefully we see an Athena in the shop.
In the name of Hades.
And getting a Fountain Chamber here is huge for us. Alright, lowest tier pressure points, but that sets us up for Artemis's legendary, and it gives us a 2% crit chance, which I'm not going to complain about. Alright, and there's Demeter. We could see her duo now. We got the duo. Alright, Blizzard Shot is going to do a ton of damage. It does give up some range, though. That's the one downside to this. I'm going to take the Palm here as well. A little bit extra damage on the cast means a lot for us here, I would say. Alternatively, 8% more damage on boss is not bad. I think I do this, though. Honestly, what probably would have been best is to save my coin for a Death Defiance refund purchase, a Kiss of Styx. We'll see.
Gentlemen.
We'll see if I actually need it or not. We do have Athena.
Swift and righteous death, you fiend. You've come to the right place.
I feel like having Athena in the pool gives me that feeling of safety that I don't have to worry about as much. But look at Floodshot. Look at how much damage Asterius just took. He took 35... we instantly phased him, and now we're going to do it again.
Well, fiend, are you yet fearful for the
Blizzard Shot is disgusting. And with the enhanced damage of Poseidon aspect, like even more so. Like, I just sit here and let him take all this damage and I get out for free. The one downside is we're not really using Exit Wounds anymore, but Exit Wounds was really intended to kind of carry us through the early game. The only way you get Exit Wounds applied is if you use your cast point blank, I want to say. I could be mistaken about that. But the only issue, the biggest issue is we're not really well equipped for fast moving enemies. But you know what the funny thing about Shield is? It makes fast moving enemies move a lot slower. Cool, I predicted which way he's going to go. But you can see mobile enemies are a little bit harder to deal with. But here's the thing about it. When we get into sticks, no matter how mobile those enemies are,
Olympus, vengeance for the Macedonian.
whoop, bam, bye Theseus. So no matter what happens in sticks, enemies are in very small chambers. So yeah, they may be fast, they may be mobile, but they don't have really many places to move to.
Enjoyed the show, my good shade.
And that's one of the reasons we prioritize mini-boss chambers, because they're smaller rooms.
And I shall see you outside.
The other satyr chambers and sticks are huge. So here comes the question, do I go the route of safety or do I force a god boon or take damage up? I think safety is objectively the best option here, so I'm going to go take the Evergreen Acorn as always. That'll block a good couple meaty hits from Hades. And as said, I think honestly, letting go of exit wounds would be the best option here. The only downside to this is I lose my opportunity for getting Artemis's legendary unless we see 2 Artemis boons in the next, between the shop and the 6 chambers. Is there anything else I could sell? Objectively speaking, I don't even really need to depend on Artemis's legendary here. We are pretty set on cast damage. I don't think there are really any boons I'd rather part with over giving up Artemis's legendary, which is kind of crazy. Although I guess I could sell Frost Flourish. I don't need that anymore, do I? We got the duo that we care about and the legendary. So I could try and roll to sell my special, but it's a 3 in what, like a 3 in 10 shot of that showing up. I don't think it's worth risking. So I'm gonna let go of exit wounds here, unfortunately. Yeah, that probably gives up our chance at this won't make it to Hades' room, but this would let us melt a mini boss. I'm taking it.
Worth it.
Absolutely worth it.
I can do this again.
Like, what does Artemis's legendary give us? It gives us 2 extra cast stones, which objectively speaking is a huge damage up for us. But did you see those heroes? Do we really need more damage? No, we need more survivability. I don't know what I was, I mean, again, I could have sold the special. There's one Artemis, there's an Athena, which could give us a Death Defiance. The fact that that Artemis costs 810 coin basically means we're not going to get it. But Artemis did show up in a mini boss chamber, so we can go for it. We can go for that. Probably take support fire over exit wounds if it's offered, though. The dream isn't dead, but the reality of it is, unless I'm committed to taking extra chambers and sticks, which is just kind of a folly. That said, we have 12 minutes on the clock. Maybe I do it just for the shits and giggles. Like, we are fairly set on this build. If these oh my goodness, stop hitting me, please, guys. All right, well, it felt like I took a lot more damage than I actually did. We're only down like 21 to HP, which is fine. I don't know. My personal bias here is I may send some extra chambers of sticks just for the chance of seeing Artemis's legendary. There's no guarantee we get it, but if we do, we get to show like the full potential of Poseidon's of Blizzard Shot, especially against bosses that take 40% more damage from those moves. Oh gosh. I probably toss out a Boldy here. Also, I'm oh my goodness. I'm gonna take out this guy or not. I completely missed. And those, oh gosh, those cast stones have fallen into the void. Oh wait, did the satyr die? The satyr died. The satyr died to our damage over time effects. Like I didn't think he was dead there. All right, we did not get any of Artemis's boons that we wanted. Unfortunately, between the aid and the attack slot being open, it does make it harder to get tier 2s. I'm not really rolling for anything. I could roll for a Death Defiance from Athena, but I think it's worth it, honestly, to just roll here, see what we get.
None of these.
Support fire? Sure. Okay, we got it.
The might of the Huntress.
So we have 222 coin. We take this coin mini boss chamber and we get another 200, I think, maybe 250. We're still really short of what we need. I'm going to take it anyway because mini bosses, as we just proved, get melted immediately by our build. So it's the faster, safer route. But again, I may farm some sticks chambers. And if this Pool of Purging offers me a sell that I could get, that I would want to take, like our special, for example, I'm going to sell it. Blinding Flash. Do I give up Blinding Flash as well? I have Ruptured and I have Chilled. There's no reason to keep Blinding Flash for status privilege anymore. So yeah, we'll sell this as well.
Ooh, that's cold.
Not selling pressure points. We want that because it's a prerequisite to the legendary. But it's not it's not completely impossible for us to see Artemis's legendary. We still need to save up a whole lot of coins, so no guarantees here. This guy is just hiding behind the pillar, and I don't want to go running into its poison pool, so had to play it a little slow there.
Anything I need.
No Jet Defiance offered. Honestly, if it was offered, would I have taken it? Probably not. There's still a very high chance that we do not see Artemis's legendary simply because we have so many core boon slots open. We have the special, the attack, and the call, so more likely than not we don't get the legendary offered. But if we do get it offered, well, that would be pretty funny. That would be a very funny haha, well, this build is as overpowered as it comes kind of situation.
No use.
But if we do get it, I mean, even if we don't get it, just watch us melt Hades. We did get the 2 chamber sticks. We are at 676 coin, so we need like another 140 coin, right? Yeah, just about. We could probably get that in one more chamber. I think I'm gonna do it.
Deliver the goods.
I'm gonna regret it, but I'm gonna do it. The question is, do I go for HP or Athena? Objectively speaking, Athena's the best option because she can fill in a core boon slot and lock out things that Artemis might give us. And if not, she gives us a Death Defiance, which is probably more worthwhile taking between the 2 options. But I think that's the optimal play here. I think we are so like set on this build that I don't think it's a detriment to our overall performance, playthrough, etc. Like survivability to go a little gimmicky here. Because it's the tantalizing nature of power. As always, sure, we don't need it. We absolutely do not need it, but the notion of having it, the joy of just seeing what happens if we get it, you know? Can't help but question it and want to see it happen. All right. That said, the big chamber here is going to be a bit rougher to run with this sort of a build because large open chambers leave enemies that, oh, I didn't see that projectile. Thankfully, we have a fair bit of HP, but I guess I should be mindful. We have hide and security on. We take, what is it, 400% more damage from traps? And while I'm eating it. Maybe I go for the Death Defiance after all from Artemis. If I get hit by a guillotine, I'm gonna die, and enemies can trigger the traps, so I need to be extra careful here. I have taken far more damage than I strictly needed to. This is all about good positioning. Okay, you know what? Maybe this extra chamber really wasn't worth it. If I get Artemis's legendary, it was worth it. If it wasn't, it wasn't worth it. We'll find out soon enough. Can we not? Maybe we can say we did and just actually not. Guys, come on now. Oh my goodness. Oh no. I saw that I was going to land on that trap, so I thankfully dodged out of it just in time. Kill these satyrs ASAP. The satyrs are going to be the biggest problem because they have such long range.
Curing water.
And I am prone to getting hit by it. Oh my goodness, there's so many things in this room. I'm going to drop my Sisyphus here, I think, and just take the HP.
Hey, Voldy.
Oh gosh, get those lasers off me. Give me the HP. No! Well, I messed up. This wasn't worth it, Kiwi. This was a mistake. Hopefully Athena offers us a Death Defiance and I can feel like I didn't make all the worst decisions in the playthrough. Throwing for content. Okay, so we don't get the Death Defiance and I don't have a reroll. Her call honestly isn't bad here. It lets me be pretty safe and I'd rather it over her attack, I think. No Death Defiance offered from the Well of Charon. I really hope I didn't just throw the run by doing this. Alright, Artemis, let's see. Do we get it? Never punished. Well, we're still being punished. We definitely got punished, but that is a huge DPS up for us. All right, Kiwi. Moment of truth.
Gigantic Cerberus accepts the prince's foul offering.
I have to keep in mind I do have Acorn. Acorn will help me survive 3 hits, or 5 hits. But we take 2 hits from pots and we lose the run. The pots do 150 damage, and my next Death Defiance will only heal me for at least at most half my HP, and I don't think that's above 150. So. Gotta be super careful around pots, and my cast will instantly trigger them as they spawn, so I need to position away from them as soon as they spawn.
Not one of my overseers managed to stop you again. Must I do everything myself?
Hades, you already know the answer to that, although Hypnos has shown improvement. Achilles is super dependable, as is Thanatos. It's just they don't really, they're not here to stop me. Look at that damage. We didn't even use all of our casts. I'm bailing out because I don't want to get hit by this shockwave. Oh, we already phased him because those damage over time effects, man.
Darkness,
Let's kill his friends so that they're not a problem. Gonna go pick up all my cast stones over here. This extra dash that we got from Hermes, huge. Doing so much for us, keeping us alive. Trying to take out his Drakons just so that they're not a problem, but they're too mobile. I can't actually tag them. Okay, there we go. One hit and he's done. All right, let's wait for these things to pop or just get tagged by them. All right, go for an attack. Here we go. Watch all this damage. Like, look at Hades get melted. Unfortunately, we do have the disadvantage of him having max HP that blocks him getting a shield when his max HP is met, but it's fine. Like, we're just gonna toss out these casts and watch his HP get popped. We still have I'm gonna honestly do this so I don't lose my acorn here. And there we go, Hades is phased.
Come on, get up.
Grab all my cast stones, and then we just start tossing them at him right now. Those were all hits that could have been avoided, and I just kind of misplayed. He's summoning pots, and he's summoning lasers. Thankfully, I waited out that pot because I knew I had enough time. He was chilled, so he would be running slower. Oh gosh, okay, we're getting hit. Just need to be a little careful about hits that I don't need to take. I think what I do is I save up Greater Call and then just melt him. And keep in mind, Demeter is going to pop in and just use her legendary on him. All right, as soon as this goes, we toss out all these, use my call here to block the damage. Goodbye, Hades. It was nice knowing you. 8,000 damage there, Kiwi. Disgusting.
Were it not for all my wretched kin upon Olympus, you...
It was worth it. It was worth getting the Artemis legendary. Yeah, we had a bit of moment of, oh gosh, I really screwed up, but we salvaged it. I mean, it wasn't really that hard when you can do 8k damage in a matter of like 3 seconds. Disgusting. Blizzard Shot is so ridiculous if you can get it going. It's like I had one other run with it and it was insane, and I maintain it is like, this is going to be how all the sword runs go. I'm going to be building around casts. So there's no getting around that. I suck at the sword, and I acknowledge that. I am sorry, but hey, it's still a legitimate 32 heat clear on the sword. My second, actually, all things considered, that's my second ever in all of my playthroughs between this one and my previous playthroughs. My second ever 32 heat clear with the sword. Granted, the last clear was also with the aspect of Poseidon. So we've got 3 more sword runs to go, but honestly, not bad. Not bad at all. All right, aspect of Poseidon, Winter Harvest. Actually, let's put... Oh my goodness, we had 3 legendaries. Hold on. So fully loaded. Let's do this. So let's do Blizzard Shot. Let's do fully loaded, and then let's put Mirage Shot, and then where is it? What's the other legendary? There it is. Winter Harvest. That looks beautiful. That was a very loaded. That was a fully loaded run. Yes. All right, I'm pretty happy with that, Kiwi. 118 win streak, 150 total clears. We're officially there. A nice round number. We're 1 short of the first generation of Pokemon's Pokedex count.
Prince Zagreus proceeded onward toward a certain doom, entirely too graphic to describe.
Well, I can only hope that our future sword runs go just as well as this. I'll try not to do Flood Shot every run. In fact, I very much intend not to. I figure I'll probably do a Crystal Beam run on one of them. I'll do Lightning Phalanx on another, and then of course Hunting Blades on the third.
Oh, wow! Oh, it's you. Just come on in. You're on the...
I'm on the list. Sorry I cut you off there, Hypnos.
Back in, we'll have to catch up more some other time.
Doesn't look like we have any new... Oh, bye, Than. Whoa, you're out of here immediately. Let's do some good pets for good RNG.
Three-headed boy.
Cerberus sure is the best 3-headed boy. All right, well, in recap, Blizzard Shot be busted. Not much else I have to say beyond that.
The much-feared Cerberus licks endlessly at something on the floor.
But there we go, our 5th of 24.
Parchment work, it never goes away.
32 heat clears. It was a rough one. Was it? Was it actually a rough one?
Thank you for waiting.
On the whole, that could have been worse. Cause of death, shipwreck. If you say so, bud.
Keep on running into one another lately, don't we, Zen?
And Achilles on the board.
House servant Achilles.
Wretched Broker, you got something good for us. A diamond for a Titan Blood. I have nothing to use Titan Blood for, so I'll take it, although I don't think I have anything to use it for.
I shall keep you safe during your stay here, child.
All right, I think, yep, that should be it. I don't see Dusa. Dusa kind of blends in sometimes if she's not singing her little musical notes. But there we go. What a phenomenal power spike that happened fairly quickly.
How's it going, Skelly?
Our next run is on the spear. Okay, so did we have a 32 heat spear run recently? I don't think we have yet. Oh no, we did it. We did Achilles with Crystal Beam, I think. All right, well, I need to start taking a list because I'm gonna lose track of which ones I've done and which ones I have not done. So with all that said, we'll do a spear run next episode. Which spear it is, we'll leave to be decided off camera. With all that said, Kiwi, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're sleeping, I hope you're sleeping well. I love you, and in the next one, more Hades, more good times, more poking Skelly in the back with a spear. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.